Training no do na
What is happening in Harare, as we are seeing footage coming from Harare, military tankers in Harare CBD. What is happening there? Is this what Comrade Bombshell Geza was talking about? We are also seeing messages, various messages online, messages like this one here. Of course, this one would be coming from 27 November 2017. what is happening in Harare. We see these clips showing military vehicles entering Harare. Is this what Comrade Geza has been talking about? Is this what Comrade Geza was talking about? Some Zimbabweans are asking if this is the signal that Comrade Geza has been talking about. What is happening here? We see Nick Mangwana speaks on this. What does he say? Now this is coming from Nick Mangwana responding to one who would have shared a video. Says there is a scheduled exercise to test equipment which is taking place today. Nothing to be concerned about. That is what Nick Mangwana there says on this. Then the conversation would continue. We see
around the world and came to the UK, and one of the first people he saw there was Peter Gabriel, and in fact he stayed at Peter's house in Box in around the world and came to the UK, and one of the first people he saw there was Peter Gabriel, and in fact he
would
stayed
write
at
on this, and those tankers are exercising
around the world. And
what type of exercise are these 21 tankers doing in the streets of Harare? Question mark. Nga Nick Mangwana Pindurao. Now we see questions there directed to none other than Nick Mangwana.
Peter Gabriel, and in fact he stayed at Peter's house in Box in around the world and came to the UK.
Then we see also Fadzai Mahere also writes to Nick Mangwana. She writes, so is it correct that there were 21 military tankers on Borodale Road? What are they testing? Is Zimbabwe at war, or is it planning to go to war? Why wasn't the public notified in advance that such a drill will be conducted?
In fact he stayed at Peter's house in
we need new leaders
around the world and came to the UK.
There's a scheduled test. Okay, this is the only response that Nick Mangwana gives there.
Around the world and came to the UK.
Right now in the Zimbabwe Parliament we're seeing President Emerson Mnangagwa is swearing in Chief Magistrate of the Judicial Services Commission and many other swearing-ins that are happening at the Zimbabwe State House Deputy Minister of Local Government and Public Works, etc. And we see this is being posted by Nick Mangwana. But now, this is what is hot. The soldiers in the streets of Harare. Somebody is writing this Zakari. It's not Zakari. Make no mistake, Ipapo. It's not Zakari. Remember, we are seeing who? We are seeing Nick Mangwana responding in a real time. Why would he be responding in real time? Kuzunu Zakari. Why would Nick Mangwana be responding? This is happening right now. In Harare. Okay. Of course, in the past we have had situations where that had happened in the past. But this is happening as of right now. Since 1 hour ago, ladies and gentlemen. This is not Zakari. It is Zakari is in again. Not Zakari is in Kudara, but is in again. Big up to everybody who's watching us live right about now. So we are seeing a response there by Nick Mangwana, who says this is a military exercise. Ladies and gentlemen, this is happening now. We go on social media, we see this one here. We see one is tagging here, responding to
Gabriel, and in fact he stayed at Peter's house in Box in around the world.
Nick Mangwana
came to the UK, and one of the first people he
in a conversation
saw there was Peter Gabriel, and in fact he stayed at Peter's house in Box in around
people
the world.
Are disputing
came to the UK,
Nick Mangwana's statement.
Saw there was Peter Gabriel, and in fact he stayed at Peter's house in Box in around the world, and came to the UK, and one of the first people he saw there was Peter Gabriel.
People are disputing Nick Mangwana's statement on what is happening in Harare today with the military tankers
saw there was Peter Gabriel
littered
stayed at Peter's house
across the streets of Harare
around the world, and saw Gabriel.
This is dated 19 February 2025. Big up to everybody who's watching us live right about now. All right, let me just read some of your comments. Aaron Gashemi says, "Kana chichicha gachiche." Zicha Oromba says, "Chakachaya hoyo muwese iti hoyo muwese iti hoyo." Brighton Madzongo says, "Zimbabwe hoye." After Mnanga kwa tichaona zili say Antonia Mtandwa. Can't stop the music things zili say Munashe Mtero. What more says muchabvuma zvaitika sandi zvekare izvo. Newton Gweme says game over, geza 10 Mnanga kwa 0. Munyaradzi Machingura says ngachichaye zviendwe Nonsikelelo Siso says, how far? Jerry Chigodora says they are testing their military equipment, which they last tested in 2017. We hope the results of the testing will not be similar to November 17, 2017. Chile power. That's a powerful comment there, Jerry Chigodora there. Manja Mangwe says, Idi kuvundutsa vanu vanongovunduka ka. Tatenda Ndige says, it's about to go down. Nelson Glovo says, Mnangagwa must go. Oh my God. Paul Pashe says, Vapindira Vakomana watching from Witbank in South Africa. God knows. Mafungata says, Yazonaka Nyika here. Oh my God. Beauty Ranoyo says, Ngaendi gift dosipani zaitika takazitaura nawo kuchamanyiwa manje. Manja Mangwe down from Canada. Gold Mafia Idi Nembavazaki must be arrested. Akumana. Anzi nakazembe mukanyanya kutaurisa munosungwa Akumana. Nila Rusike says, Dokuri say, dai zvikango daro zveshua zvemoyo yedu zvapindurwa naMwari. Brighton Madzongo, thanks Doc. Watching live from Cape Town. Toda sei nenyika yedu yeRhodesia. Iwe vedu wegadzirisai nyika tidzokere kumusha upenyu hwemusango hwakaoma. Enoch Vuranda, is this real? Oh my God. Big up everybody who's watching us live right about now. Big up Manja Mangwe, big up Beauty Rapoyo Gifted, Dosipani, Victor Chakwarara. To those watching us live, make sure you click the like button. Please click the like button. Chawanda Basket says, Dai Jachi Zazikis Kwatans, when kushandira nyika dzevamwe. Oh my God. Oh, the messages are coming here. Imagine all these messages, fellow Zimbabweans. All these messages that you're writing here. Pretty Zwane. I'm watching from South Africa, fellow Zimbabweans. Hey. I think this will be a time, an appropriate time to just say a one sentence prayer. Just a one sentence prayer wherever you're watching from. One sentence prayer. Crispin Chigwanda. Remember, I cannot say much because I'm broadcasting from Zimbabwe, Africa. I'm harassed here day in, day out. Just say a prayer, a one sentence prayer where you're watching us from. Wherever you are watching, just say a one sentence prayer. Farai Nasho says God is in it. Gloti Kiwane says, Gloti Kiwane, these are just clips of the military in Harare making rounds on social media. Then we see Nick Mangwana makes a comment on this. He says this, there is a scheduled exercise to test equipment which is taking place today. And Nick Mangwana specifies that these are 21 tankers that are being tested in Harare. That is the only information that is out so far. Then we see Zimbabweans disputing what Nick Mangwana is saying. So far, this is where we are right now. This is where we are right now. But these were spotted moving into Harare CBD from Borodale Road, probably coming from KG6, because KG6 ndo iri along that direction, moving into Harare CBD. That is all the information so far. But fellow Zimbabweans, let us take this moment to just say a one-sentence prayer. Everybody who is watching us live right about now, to pray for our nation. All these comments that are coming here, God should reply all those prayers there. It's really touching. It is really, really touching our fellow Zimbabweans. Imagine all the comments coming on this. It's really, really sad. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Just pray, whoever you pray to, Christian and Muslim.
What's up? And
tanks, and it seems like more and more are heading towards Harare.
Yes, sir. So these clips are from today, but they would look similar to the clips from 2017. Let me just take you to clips from 2017. Because you would see this one is posted November 14, 2017. Right.
around the world and came to the UK, and one of the first people he saw there was Peter Gabriel.
This is
in fact, he stayed at Peter's house in
from 2017,
and
we can see obviously my angles and this is coming from 2017.
Stayed at Peter's house in Box in
This is a clip from 2017,
and one of the first
and
people
it's captioned military tanks
was Peter Gabriel,
spotted heading to the Zimbabwe capital Harare days after head of Armed Forces General Constitution Wega said the military stepped in.
Was Peter Gabriel, and in fact he stayed at Peter's house in Box in around the world and came to the UK, and one of the first people he saw there was Peter Gabriel, and in fact he stayed at Peter's house in Box in around the world and came to the UK, and one of the first people he saw there was Gabriel in his house in around the world. Came to the UK, and when there was Peter Gabriel.
And it seems like more and more are heading to
Peter's house in around the world. One of the first people he saw there was stayed at Peter's house in around the world and came to the UK, and one of the first people he saw there was Peter Gabriel, and in fact he stayed at Peter's house in Box in around the world and came to the UK, and one of the first people he saw there was Peter Gabriel, and in fact he stayed at Peter's house in Box in around the world and came to the UK.
So these are the tanks.
One of the first people he saw there was
that
Peter
will be
Gabriel,
moving.
In fact, he stayed at Peter's house
on
in
14 November 2017. And now where we are right now, 19 February
in fact, he stayed at
2025,
and came to the UK, and one of the first people he saw there was Peter Gabriel, and in fact he stayed at Peter's house in Box in around the world and came to the UK, and one of the first people he saw Gabriel, and in fact he stayed at Peter's house in Box in around the world and came first saw Gabriel in his house in Box in around the world and one of the first people there was Peter Gabriel, and in fact he stayed at his house Box in around the world and came one of the first people he saw there was Peter Gabriel. In fact, he stayed at Peter's house in Box World, and he saw there was Peter Gabriel. And
so we see today now a similar view from 14 November 2017. Alright, big up to everybody who was watching us live right about now. Before I sign out, make sure you click the like button. Big up to Knowledge Muramba says here true Zoita. But the question is why? Cause 24 says had 21 taken so far. Dion Mobaiwa Ziri says Zanu ndi boss atina zera nayo apana kwa inoenda asinga tina matirei avaisa anzwire vanhu tsitsi nekubataniza nyika nekusimudza nyika nekusunga mbavha nekuti ingori zanu ichikunana tonga kana kumora. Yes, our fellow Zimbabweans, those watching us, just take this moment to pray for our nation. Just say one sentence prayer. TV boxer Vengai Chitsinde Pritis Wande Mandla Mangwe says, where is bomb shell? Is he abducted? Nelson Glove says, God answer us, we are exhausted by this cruel regime. Victor Chikwarama, Bongani Siziba, Aroni Goshwami, Tino ZW, everybody who was watching us live, big up. Make sure you click the like button. All right, Pretty Zwane, Glotin Kiwane, Knowledge Muramba. Enough respect to everybody who was watching us. Dr. Clarence broadcasting live and direct from Zimbabwe, Africa. With that, I do sign out. Make sure you click the like button. Click the like button before we do sign out.
Around the world and came to the UK, and one of the first people he saw there was Peter Gabriel, and in fact he stayed at Peter's house in Box in around the world and came to